Shameless UK TV series.
Shameless is a British comedy drama series set in Manchester on the fictional Chatsworth council estate. Produced by Company Pictures for Channel 4, the series aired from January 13, 2004 to May 28, 2013. The comedy drama, centred on British working-class culture, accorded critical acclaim by various sections of the British media, including The Sun newspaper and Newsnight Review on BBC Two. The programme was created and partially written by Paul Abbott, who is also the programme's executive producer. In 2005, the show won Best Drama Series at the BAFTA TV Awards and Best TV Comedy Drama at the British Comedy Awards.
Plot. Series 1 2004.
The first series of Shameless ran from January 19 to February 24, 2004. It consisted of 7 episodes. The first series chronicled the life of the Gallagher family and their neighbours. David Threlfall was cast as alcoholic father of 6, Frank Gallagher. Anne-Marie Duff was cast as his eldest daughter and head of the family, Fiona. Jodie Latham and Gerard Kearns played Gallagher brothers Lip and Ian. Twin brothers Elliot and Luke Tittenser both took on the role of youngster Carl Gallagher, whilst Rebecca Ryan was cast as Debbie Gallagher, and Liam was played by Joseph Furness, Series 1-2, and Johnny Bennett, Series 3-8. Other characters included James McAvoy as Fiona's boyfriend Steve McBride. The Gallaghers' next-door neighbours Kev and Veronica were played by Dean Lennox Kelly and Maxine Peake. Maggie O'Neill played agoraphobic Sheila Jackson, a love interest of Frank. Appearing alongside her were Rebecca Atkinson as her wayward daughter Karen, and Steve Pemberton appeared in the first 2 episodes as Karen's God-fearing father Eddie. 2 other characters were introduced, local shopkeepers Cash and Yvonne Carib, played by Chris Bisson and Kelly Hollis. The series also debuted future regular cast members, including Jack Deem, as Veronica's arsonist brother Marty Fisher, his mother Carol, played by Marjorie Yates. The local pub landlady Giz, played by Lindsay Dawson. Samantha Siddall appeared in 1 episode as Mandy Maguire, whilst Anthony Flanagan and Warren Donnelly appeared together as local coppers Tony and Stan. The main storyline during the first series was the romance between Fiona and Steve. However, many other plots took centre stage throughout the series, in particular, the sexual affair between Frank Gallagher and Karen Jackson, who was dating Lip. The storyline ended with a violent showdown between father and son, and Karen absconding from Chatsworth. Other storylines included Ian Gallagher's homosexuality and his affair with shopkeeper Cash, Kev and Veronica's fake wedding, Sheila attempting to overcome her agoraphobia, and Frank's strained relationship with most of his kids. The series concluded with a 2-part story, which featured the return of the Gallagher's absent mother Monica, played by Annabelle Abson, and Frank's growing debts. The series concludes with Frank faking his own death to evade bailiffs and his growing debts, and the announcement that Sheila, who had overcome her agoraphobia, was pregnant by Frank.
Series 2 2005.
The 10-part second series began on January 4, 2005 and concluded on March 8, 2005. All cast members from the first series reprised their roles, and many recurring characters became regulars, such as Mandy Maguire, Carol Fisher and Marty Fisher. Midway through the series, James McAvoy left his role as Steve McBride. Notably, Tina Malone and Sean Gilder joined the cast as Mimi and Paddy Maguire, who would come to dominate the show in succeeding years. Alice Barry, who had appeared in the Christmas special, joined the cast as Lillian Tyler, whilst Chris Coghill joined the cast as Craig Garland, a new love interest for Fiona, and Gillian Kearney also became a cast members, playing Sue, Craig's estranged wife, and a new love interest for Marty. Sally Carman also made her first appearance during the series as Kev's sister Kelly Marie Ball. In the final episode of the series, Anne-Marie Duff departed the series as Fiona Gallagher, in a plot that saw James McAvoy reprise his role as Steve for the final time.
Series 3 2006.
The third series began on January 3, 2006 and ended on February 21, 2006. The series was reduced to 8 episodes. The third season was the first season to not feature Fiona or Steve, who were both heavily featured in the previous seasons. This season saw Carl's character expanded, who had a minor role in the first season and a slightly larger role in the second. This season also saw the introduction of Nikki Evans as Shane Maguire, who only appeared for one episode but will become an essential character in later seasons. The season kicks off with a New Year's Day special where Debbie convinces everyone Liam has cancer to stop him getting expelled from school, but it slowly gets out of hand. Monica and Norma return for one episode this season.
Series 4 2007.
The fourth series, again consisting of 8 episodes, ran between January 9, 2007 until February 27, 2007. It featured the biggest cast change in the show's 9-year run, with many characters from the first 3 series departing and many new characters introduced to replace them. Most notably, the series saw the introduction of the Maguire family as main characters rather than the antagonists that they were in the early series. From Series 4, the Maguires would gradually become the focus of the show during its final years. Alongside Tina Malone, Mimi Maguire, Sean Glider, Paddy Maguire, and Samantha Siddle, Mandy Maguire, new members of the Maguire family were introduced. Firstly, Kieran Griffiths took on the role of the homosexual yet homophobic Mickey Maguire. Erin McCusker joined the cast as murderer Jamie Maguire, the oldest Maguire child who had been in prison for 10 years, whilst Nikki Evans, who appeared in a guest role in Series 3, returned on a regular basis as Rhonda the Litter Shane Maguire. All of the Gallagher family returned, and Annabelle Aspian reprised her role of absentee mother Monica, which led to the exit of Maggie O'Neill as Sheila Jackson. Also returning from previous series was Distin Johnson as Monica's lesbian lover Norma Starkey, who also became a regular cast member. With the introduction of Erin McCusker as her new love interest, Rebecca Atkinson, who has played Karen Jackson since the first series, became a more prominent character, having been a recurring character during the second and third series. The Chatsworth police became a regular in the series, with Michael Legg and Amanda Ryan portraying young police officers Tom and Carrie, alongside original cast member Warren Donnelly, Stan Waterman.
Series 5 2008.
The fifth series aired between January 1, 2008 to April 15, 2008. It consisted of 16 episodes, a big expansion from previous series.
Series 6 2009.
The sixth series began on January 27 and concluded on May 5, 2009. Again, the series consisted of 16 episodes. The series begins with Debbie's 16th birthday and her breakup with PC Tom O'Leary. Ian recovers from amnesia, and decides he wants more than his life in Chatsworth has to offer. Monica is going through postnatal depression after the birth of her and Frank's 7th child, Stella. Mickey enrolls in college, and discovers a talent for writing sexy short stories. Maxine, a spirited young auxiliary nurse, befriends both Carl and Debbie, and moves in with the Gallaghers. A parents' meeting at Liam's primary school affirms that Frank's youngest son is a genius. A rift develops in Jamie and Karen's marriage. Joe Pritchard, captain of the local football team, becomes Mandy's new boyfriend, but soon reveals a secret obsession with Karen. And Paddy's secret dalliance with another woman leads to a chain of events that will change the Maguires forever.
Series 7 2010.
The seventh series began on January 26, 2010 and concluded on May 4, 2010. As with Series 5 and 6, the seventh series consisted of 16 episodes.
Series 8 2011.
Unlike any previous series, the eighth series of 22 episodes was split into 2 halves. The first 5 episodes were aired consecutively during 1 week, from January 10 to January 14, 2011, to tie in with the series' opener story arc. After this, the series returned to its regular weekly slot, and continued for a further 7 episodes between January 18 to March 8, 2011. After a 4-month break, the final 9 episodes of the 8th series began on August 30, 2011 and concluded the series on October 25, 2011.
Series 9 2012.
The 9th series of Shameless began on January 9, 2012 and concluded on March 13, 2012. The 9th series, originally consisting of 22 episodes, was reduced to 11 episodes, with the remaining 11 being turned into the 10th series. Like 2011, the first 2 episodes aired on 2 consecutive nights.
Series 10 2012.
Series 10, originally planned to be the second half of the 9th series, was reduced from 11 episodes to 10. It aired between September 13 and November 1, 2012. As with the last 2 series, the first 2 episodes aired on 2 consecutive nights.
Series 11 2013.
The 11th and final series of Shameless began on February 26, 2013 and concluded the show itself on May 28, 2013. An expansion from the last 2 series, the 11th series consisted of 14 episodes.
Setting.
The Gallagher family reside at 2 Windsor Gardens on the fictional Chatsworth estate, a deprived council estate in Stratford, near Manchester. Originally the show was filmed on location on the real-life West Gorton Council estate in East Manchester and in the Pie Factory studios in Salford. Since Series 5, the show was filmed from a purpose-built set on the Row and Thorne Industrial Estate in South Manchester, on the site of an old Umbro warehouse, and around Wythenshawe and Sale.
Cast.
Shameless initially focused on the layabout Frank Gallagher and the lives of his 6 children, Fiona and boyfriend Steve, Lip, Ian, Carl, Debbie and Liam, and next-door neighbours, Kev and Veronica. Later the Maguire family was introduced, Paddy, his wife, Mimi, and their 3 sons, Jamie, Shane and Mickey, and daughter, Mandy. The Maguires became the focus of the show as the Gallagher children departed. Other characters also become the focus after only starting off as minor characters, such as those from the Carib family.
Critical reception.
In April 2005, the programme's first series won the Best Drama Series category at the British Academy Television Awards. It was also nominated for Best British Drama at the National Television Awards 2007, but lost out to Doctor Who. Shameless won an award at the Royal Television Award Society Northwest Awards 2007 where it beat Coronation Street to the Best Continuing Drama Award. The programme has been sold overseas, where it airs on channels such as SBS One, Australia, UK TV, New Zealand, ACT, Belgium, iSat, Brazil, Showcase, Canada, Virgin 17, France, Nederland 3, Netherlands, YLEFST 5, Finland, SIC Radical, Portugal, RTE2, Ireland, BBC America, only aired the first series, and Sundance Channel, United States, Yes Plus, Israel, iSat, Latin America, and Jimmy, Italy.
American version.
HBO began developing an American version of Shameless after striking a deal with John Wells. By October 2009, the development had moved to Showtime. John Wells Productions filmed a pilot episode for the cable network in December 2009. It stars William H. Macy in the Frank Gallagher role. Alison Janney was cast as a romantic interest for Frank, but left after taking a job on Matthew Perry's Mr. Sunshine and was unable to be a part of both series. Academy Award nominee Joan Cusack joined the cast as the new Sheila Jackson. Also joining the pilot are Emmy Rossum as Frank's sensible and fasty eldest daughter, and Justin Chatwin as a car thief who falls for her. Showtime's Shameless cast includes Steve Howie, Shaunola Hampton, Jeremy White, Laura Slade-Wiggins, Joel Murray, Cameron Monaghan, Emma Kenny, and Ethan Kutkoski. The first episode of the series aired on Showtime on January 9, 2011.
Home media releases.
Deleted and extended scenes, audio commentary.
Further reading.
Munt, Sally R. 2007. Shameless in Queer Street. Queer Attachments, The Cultural Politics of Shame. London, Ashgate Publishing, pages 133-159. ISBN 0-7546-4921-0. Walters, James, 2006. Saving Face, Inflections of Character Role-Play in Shameless. Journal of British Cinema and Television, Edinburgh University Press, 3, 1, 95-106 doi, 10.3366/JBC TV. March 1, 2006.95.